This is like being in the perfect spot that makes everything Las Vegas, Las Vegas. Hey everyone, today we are going to cover one of the best locations when it comes to commuting around the Vegas Valley, and that is the Silverado Ranch area. It's an affordable part of town when you look at the Vegas Valley as a whole. So we're going to be talking about the pros and cons and some neutrals, and we'll also talk about the cost of living here in Silverado Ranch. So if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living in Las Vegas and Henderson and the surrounding areas, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can be the first to learn about things happening in Las Vegas and Henderson. My name is Cosmo Morabbi, and me and my team get calls, texts, and emails from people like you coming from all around the country, and even homeowners already living here in Vegas that want to make a move. So whether you're looking to make a move here next week or a year from now, as long as you're considering a home move in the future, just shoot us a text, call, or email, and we'll be happy to help you make a smooth move here in Vegas. So let's jump into the pros and cons of being in Silverado Ranch. Pro number one, location. So Silverado Ranch is unique because it sits right in the middle of everything that makes Las Vegas. You're sitting in one section of the intersection of the 215 and 15, which gives you easy access around the Vegas Valley. It's so easy that when you do jump on the highway heading north off of Blue Diamond, you actually have the option to take the 215 or the 15 north, which will take you right to the Strip. Or if you use the 215, you can go east into Henderson or west into the southwest area towards Summerlin. Pro number two is the food and shopping. So being in Silverado Ranch gives you quick access to Eastern, St. Rose, and Silverado Ranch Boulevard. These are the main streets that pretty much cover everything you need when it comes to shopping, restaurants, and services. You also have really easy access to Las Vegas Boulevard, which can take you down to Town Square or the Las Vegas Strip. So whether you need your grocery shopping, or you need home improvement stores, or you just want to try every type of food that's out there, it exists within minutes of your home out in Silverado Ranch. Pro number three, affordable homes. So in Silverado Ranch, you are going to find affordable home prices and rents. And so while it has a great location for commuters, it's not the newest block in the Las Vegas area. So because of that, you're not going to get those crazy high new home prices. Instead, you're going to get the nice median prices that you see for the whole Vegas Valley. So this might actually be an appealing place for a lot of people because of the affordability and that location. We'll talk a little bit more about home prices and what they are looking like right now when we get over to the cost of living portion of this video. But first, let's talk about some of the cons of living in this area. Con number one, it's busy. So this area is a busy part of town, and we talk about how amazing the location is, and with that comes the traffic and the noise. So depending on which part of Silverado Ranch that you do live in and what times of the day that you typically travel, you can run into some pretty bad traffic, especially off of St. Rose and Eastern, and sometimes Las Vegas Boulevard over by Blue Diamond and Silverado Ranch. But that tends to be a little bit more milder than when we're looking at the St. Rose and Eastern area. Also, in regards to noise level, again, depending on where you are, you could have a ton of noise coming from those expensive car engines that like to drive up and down the Las Vegas Boulevard. You may also be in line where those tourist helicopters like to fly, so sometimes you can hear that noise if you're living close to that side of Silverado Ranch. Con number two is mediocre homes. So because Silverado Ranch has homes that tend to be around the median price point for the Vegas Valley, you're gonna get pretty mediocre homes. Homes built in this area are not gonna be extravagant. There's nothing that tends to stand out from one home to another. And simply put, homes here were built years ago, and there are very few new home projects in this area. The The ones that do exist are going to be more in the southern region of Silverado Ranch, closer to the M Casino. But if you are looking at homes, they're going to be pretty mediocre unless someone has done some updating to the home. Con number 3, everything is brown. What I mean by brown is that things are pretty much plain out here. We live in a desert, and this area, because it sits more towards the middle of the valley, you don't tend to have the elevation that's needed to kind of highlight different homes or parks or shopping areas. This is in contrast to our last video where we covered McCullough Hills in Henderson. Should definitely go check out that video after you watch this one. So back to Silverado Ranch, you're pretty much sitting on a flat piece of land. The landscaping here also is pretty limited. It's great for water conservation. It doesn't have much greenery like other places such as Green Valley or Summerlin, where they do try to add some more grass and color to the area. So now that we've covered the pros and cons, let's talk a little bit about cost of living. And we'll start with the biggest expense here when it comes to cost of living, and that is housing. And so at the moment of making this video, the median price over the last month for a single family home in this area is about $400,000. That is just under the median for Vegas as a whole, which sits at $406,500. So right off the bat, the typical mortgage for the Silverado Ranch area is going to look something like $1,700 to $1,800 if you're putting about 20% down on a 3-bedroom home with about 1,800 to 1,900 square feet. Now, when we take a look at rents for the Silverado Ranch over the last month for the same type of single family home, we are looking at about $2,000. Now, if you're interested in condos, we'll take a look at the typical condo, which is going to have 2 bedrooms at about 1,000 to 1,100 square feet. And that's going to cost you about $215,000 to buy. And to rent, you're looking somewhere between $1,300 to $1,400 a month. So now with those numbers in place for your situation, when it comes to monthly costs here in Vegas, we can use an awesome website called Numbeo. I'll put the description in the area below, but this site does a really decent job on being accurate for the cost of living in the Las Vegas area and other cities as well. So once you learn how to make your adjustments on this website, you can have a pretty decent idea of how much it's going to cost you to live in an area month to month. So as an example, they show here the average monthly cost for a family of 4 living in Las Vegas is about $3,138. And for a single person, it's about $892. So you can take this number as an example, but if you go ahead and make the adjustments for yourself, you're going to come out with a better number for your situation. Now, once you have this number, you'll want to add that to the monthly mortgage or rent payment that we just talked about. And that's going to give you a really strong idea of what it might cost to live here in Silverado Ranch. So not everything can be a pro or con, and some things we do find fall into that neutral category. And the first is going to be the proximity to the Las Vegas Strip. The reason we find this neutral is because most people in Vegas, especially if you do not work on the Strip, never actually visit the Las Vegas Strip unless you have family or friends that are visiting. If you're not working on the Strip, most people here will tell you that they never really go there except for really special occasions. Now, of course, there are going to be a few people that are the exception to this rule, and for those people and the people that do work on the Strip for a living, they might find it very important that an area like Silverado Ranch exists because it is in that perfect spot for them to get to and from work very easily. The other neutral thing that we want to talk about is schools. So schools in this area are all over the place, and I highly recommend that you do your own research here if you are looking to make a move here and you have kids, or you're just interested in schools. I have left a few links in the description area below so you can take a look at a few sites with the school rankings out here in Silverado Ranch. Now, this wouldn't be the Living Las Vegas and Henderson YouTube channel if we didn't share some awesome business out here in the Silverado Ranch area. And today today is going to take us to a place called Somi Somi. It's a dessert shop that sells ice cream in a traditional fish cake shape, more commonly known as taiyaki. And yes, this dessert is shaped like a fish, but it tastes nothing like a fish. It does taste though like a soft waffle cone. You can get this treat with ice cream inside and toppings how you like, or you can also get it as a traditional taiyaki with fillings like red bean, custard, taro, and more. This is definitely a place I recommend checking out for a delicious dessert or snack. It's located right off of 215, right on Eastern. So if you enjoyed this tour of Silverado Ranch, you are going to love this tour of McCullough Hills. It's an area that's not talked about much in Henderson, and it does have a hillside secret spot that we share in the video. And as always, if you are looking to make a move here in Las Vegas or Henderson, don't hesitate to call, text, or email us. Our details are in the description below. And with that said, we'll see you next time.